Theo is on the line, and he is on the mend. How are you, mate?
I'm getting there, James. Thank you. I've just been told I can go home this afternoon, and it's good news.
It is good news.
I remember that, and I've been so touched by all the messages and all the love.
I know you have, and I know you're short of breath as well. So for once, my interruptions of you have have an altruistic purpose rather than simply an irritating one. And I know also that the doctors and the nurses at the hospital have been immense in their efforts. It is, however, my sad duty to tell you that many members of the British public are still not taking the official advice seriously. What would you say to them?
So James, there's a couple of stories of the last couple of weeks I'd like to tell you. And the first was that when my wife called an ambulance in the early hours of Wednesday, and she carried me pretty much downstairs from my bedroom to the paramedics. I made the mistake, I didn't look in on my son.
Right.
And I was sitting there, lying there even, in the darkness, with oxygen tubes in the A&E. And Dr. Max came in. And he didn't turn the lights on, he just treated me in the darkness. And it was just this immense kindness just to treat me, and he couldn't give me any good answers. There was nothing good to say. And he just quietly went about his business, and the work of others has been immense. It's just so the kindness to strangers, they don't know me, they've never met me, and they just showed me such. It's just humbling. And the other thing I wanted to say was that for the Wednesday, Thursday, it was very difficult. They couldn't find a solution.
Right.
The drugs weren't working, and the antibiotics weren't fighting the pneumonia, and it was very, very serious. But they kept going. The doctors were like code breakers. Yeah. This wasn't medicine by ticking a box, or medicines by or treatment by numbers. This is like they were operating on a completely different level, just trying to figure out how they could save my life. And they can't do that, James, if there's chaos and pandemonium. They simply can't. You can't operate like that. They can't function. The unit here at the hospital at the Royal London now. They can't do that. Okay, so if there is pandemonium, they won't be able to fix the person who comes in necessarily, and it's just impossible. It's like it can't happen, and so they need to be able to. If we can, every single one of us, if we can just try and ensure that the spread of this infection takes place over, doesn't peak, it doesn't spike up, then we can ensure that if people are going into hospital, then they're not inundated, they're not completely besieged by patients desperate for the medical attention that I needed. And if that happens, then they've got a fighting chance. The doctors, the NHS doctors, they can. My heart goes out. My heart, James, goes out to the people whose relatives aren't coming home. My family's heart goes out to the relatives of people who aren't coming home. But they can save lives. There is hope. They can do it. And I just ask. We can't tie. We have to give them every opportunity. These young men and women are immensely clever and immensely capable, but we need to be on their side. We have to be on their side. We have to fight their corner. We have to give them every chance to do what they can.
I hear you.
To do. They have to be. We can't. If we can't expect. They can't operate miracles and do what they did with me if there's chaos.
Beautifully put,
just
Theo.
please listen. Just please listen
To the official advice. And typical of you to be thinking of others even as you get up from your sick bed yourself. Promise me you won't rush back to work, mate.
No. So far, yeah.
If you need me to shout at anyone, I'm always happy to do that.
Yeah, but take care, and to all those, and to all the love and support. There was some. I read those messages. There were messages I read. I couldn't read them all immediately, and
we've kept them.
I was on my own, and I read them. I read some of them in the early hours, just with tears streaming down my face.
Well, there's a lot of tears streaming down a lot of faces, although Andy just claims that his allergies must be playing up. So you've touched a lot of people, and I, for one, am completely unsurprised by it, but I know that you've been completely taken aback by the outpourings of love and support.
Completely bored.
Well, it's all real, and it's all in front of me, unfolding in real time. But I'll say it again, because I know what you're like. You take all the time you need, all right?
Thank you.
God bless you.
And thank you, everybody.
Well, love to the family as well. There's a little boy getting a big hug later today. Am I right?
Yeah. He's in isolation, actually, now for me when I go home. I've got to go to the bedroom and shut the door.
Theo Usherwood fact-checking me, even as he prepares to leave his hospital bed, mate. I missed you, and I can't wait to see you again. But I want to be certain that it is absolutely at a time when you're ready to be back in the fray. God bless you, and God bless the doctors and nurses that looked after you.